Welcome back to Wisdom Recovered. Today, we're exploring the mind-broadening concept of reality, that our waking focus determines our dreams. You may be surprised by how greatly our everyday decisions impact not just our sleep, but the quality, content of our dreams. Have you ever awakened from a chaotic or troubling dream and thought, "Why on earth did my mind take me there?" Or perhaps you've had a calm, positive dream after a relaxing evening and wondered why, to make a connection. There are actually reasons for that. It's known to this world's scholars as day residue. But there's more to it than just the residue of the experiences from your day. There are also ethereal influences at work, and we'll touch on that a bit later. Before we get into day residue, here's a quick look at 3 differing points of view on reasons why we dream what we do. 2 are psychological views, and the third, a meaningful spiritual interpretation. Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung interpreted dreams for their meanings as psychoanalysts, but without recognizing any intelligent influence from the ethereal environment, which makes it headless. Sigmund Freud thought that dreams were windows to the unconscious mind, expressions of repressed wishes, unresolved conflicts, and early childhood experiences. For him, dreams were a means of resolution, returning to and working through the past. Initially, Carl Jung was in full agreement with Freud, particularly on the issue of dreams being a symbolic fulfillment of one's wish. Yet he ultimately set out to construct his own theories. Jung viewed dreams as not just hidden wishes, but as accumulated information from the unconscious. Perhaps this explains why so many people want them interpreted. He figured that dreams could inform us of inner battles and suggest future growth. While Freud glanced back, Jung peered ahead, peering at the places to which dreams were leading. In Wisdom Recovered views, both these perspectives are headless, because beyond those psychological theories, there's an ethereal dimension they did not have the knowledge about to consider. From this broader vantage point, dreams are not only mental or even unconscious events for the dreamer alone, but they can also be invaded by other entities sharing that dimension, such as demons. Consequently, the one who formed and fashioned you can also speak to you, even without the use of words, in dreams, transcending the barriers of time and space, which limit only the darkness. Only currently can evil spirits tap into this dream communication to attempt to pervert or disturb it, which is why they may respond after good dreams with bad. This is to say that one's very act of allowing oneself to be influenced by negativity, for example, negative music, violent games, gossip, toxicity, hatred, and violence, opens one up in one's sleep for those shadowy forces to meddle with one's dreams. Demons are always focusing on one's vulnerabilities for access and do manipulate one's subconscious, giving one a nature of repetitive, bizarre, or troubled dreams. But this world's sciences, which censor such awareness about its authorities, will not teach this, nor admit to what we are telling you, since the servants of the demons themselves do not acknowledge nor expose their responsibility for the unwellness of people's minds. Mental illness, causing such things as sleep paralysis and other symptom-based headless diagnoses. So, with a bit more background awareness on how dreams might be understood from both psychological and ethereal perspectives, let's look at how one's waking actions may affect one's dreams. So, do we agree with what exactly these psychoanalysts call day residue? Day residue is a psychological proposal that one's thoughts, experiences, and emotions from the day infiltrate one's dreams, becoming the brain's method of processing and organizing that information while one sleeps. This means that whatever one directs one's attention to when one is awake doesn't just disappear at night when one closes one's eyes and goes to sleep. It creeps into one's subconscious. Or in other words, dreams are nurtured by subliminal information gathered during the day, which is then rehearsed and fortified during the next night's sleep. Let's talk about the impact of negative input. Think about what possible effects could result from listening to explicit music or playing violent video games before bed, or perhaps frittering the evening away with gossip or watching something unsettling. The brain takes in these negative influences, and when one is ready to rest, they may reappear in one's dreams as jarring or distressing situations. It's not all about entertainment choices either. Negative experiences, arguments, or even worrying can be involved. In one's dreams, one's mind attempts to make sense of these experiences, combining them into powerfully moving, emotionally fraught stories. From a higher point of view, allowing negative inputs to infiltrate one's mind may not be the only cause of psychological issues. It might be that it produces an access opening for dark forces to plant wicked ideas and suggestions into one's mind as one sleeps. When one opens the door to these influences, even habitually for entertainment purposes, perhaps one permits entry to evil spiritual beings that love to feed off the chaos and pain it produces. In contrast, let us look at the positive influencer. Now picture filling your evenings with gentle music, inspiring stories, or relaxing reflections, instead of negativity. Studies have found that deliberately focusing on positive thoughts before bed can result in more pleasant, even inspiring, dreams. Music that relaxes your thoughts, sound bites of appreciation, or words of encouragement can aid in your subconscious's creation of a resting space of serenity. From an ethereal aspect, we believe that preloading your mind with good and wholesome input can serve as a shield of sorts, protecting your dreams from a negative influence. It's like giving your brain a roadmap to peaceful sleep. Here's a suggestion. An hour before bedtime, wean yourself off anything that is jarring or negative. Pick a relaxing activity, listening to calming music, reading something inspirational, or thinking positively about the events of your day. Think about something pleasant. In doing so, you're priming your brain to experience positive emotions, positive thoughts, so that you wake up feeling refreshed and at peace. On an ethereal level, you are also creating an additional barrier, preventing harmful beings from gaining entry into your dreams. You know, whatever you focus on will become your dreams. Whether via psychological mechanisms or other spiritual influences, your mind constantly absorbs from your physical space, even if you're unaware of it. So, control what you allow to enter your thoughts, especially during the hours before sleep, to help free your mind from the input of unwanted evil forces. Wisdom Recovered thanks you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, share it with someone who you think could use a little peace tonight, and don't forget to subscribe for even further thought-provoking content. Good night, and remember, what you think about shapes how you rest.